Hey guys, how's it going? Today's video is just gonna be a bit of a sit down chat update on where I'm at with Nanowrimo. I just really wasn't feeling up to writing vlogs. I've been really tired lately, and with work, if you don't know, my work is in mandatory overtime probably until January, so my shifts right now are a little over 11 hours, and I'm just feeling very tired. And also my health has not been the best lately. I have some chronic breathing problems, and with the cold weather, my ribs aren't expanding properly, which is one of my recurring problems. So I feel like I can't catch my breath, and it's just making me feel exhausted all the time. I am just past 31,000 words right now. As I'm filming this, it is the 17th of November, so I'm still a little bit ahead of schedule. I feel like because I did the 24-hour write-a-thon on the 1st, which was so much fun. I had such a blast. It went so well. Even when I was exhausted and just out of it, I was still really excited. And as soon as it was over, I'm like, okay, yeah, that was fun. Let's do that again. So because I had such a big head start, I feel like my motivation for the first week and a half was really low because I just didn't have that sense of urgency, and coupled with the fact that, I've been so tired lately and I feel like I don't have as much free time, I think that I kind of started dipping a little bit. Like I said, I am still ahead, but I should be more ahead than I am. Another thing is that I feel like we may not have planned out the second half of the novel as well as we did the first. So I reached the midpoint, and I feel like I don't have enough to finish the story. I don't know, I feel like my creative well is just a little bit too low right now. I did just take an entire day. I decided just brainstorm things and scenes for the second half of the story. And on one hand, it went really well. On the other hand, a couple of the things that I wanted to add could kind of really change a lot of the book, because I realized that I don't have enough backstory for the secondary main character. And I kind of decided it would make more sense to kind of do alternating chapters for each point of view once the secondary character is introduced. And that's going to be a big change. I just realized that because we talked about this so much on the live stream, and because we did the planning live stream together, I don't have to worry about spoilers for the Billy story. Also, I really don't know what I'm calling it. I think my nano document is just called Billy the Wholesome Magician or something like that. But anyways, where I'm at right now is at the midpoint. So Billy and Mark have met up and they're getting along, and their miscommunication is excellent with the Secret Magicians Club and the Super Mean Criminals. Also, I decided that Mark needs a little sister. I don't know where she came from, but he has a little sister and her name is Abigail. So at one point, he is talking about his kid sister, and he tells Billy that he doesn't usually talk about her because earlier, Billy was just trying to make small talk and asked if he had any siblings, and Mark very quickly said no. And now that they're kind of getting more comfortable with each other, he's like, okay, well, yeah, I do have a kid sister. I just don't want her, involved in this life at all. And Billy's like, oh, well, that's really weird. And Mark's like, why? Do you think a kid should be part of a life like this? Because he's, part of the super mean criminal, so he's thinking life of crime. And then Billy's thinking magic, and he's like, yeah, kids should definitely be involved in this life. I get into it when I was a kid, and it just really helped my worldview. And Mark's like, well, I guess that's a good point. This is how the world really is, and everybody who thinks otherwise is just in denial. And I just really liked that back and forth of it. It was just really fun to write. So I've had a lot of fun with stuff like that, and I got to the point where Billy has now accidentally kidnapped little Iris, and they have realized what the mix-up was, and I was writing out of order a little bit during the 24-hour live stream, so I have some scenes of kind of what's next, but they're not really in order, and honestly, I wasn't really super happy with them. They just definitely aren't fleshed out enough, so I have them, but I'm probably going to rewrite them anyways. And I also think that Iris is going to end up becoming Billy's apprentice. I don't know, I kind of got a little bit too carried away with one of the magic scenes, and then Iris was doing magic, and I just had a lot of fun really describing the magic, and it just kind of accidentally took on a life of its own. And yeah, now I think that Iris is going to be magic too. not yet, she has to learn magic obviously, but I think that Billy's gonna end up like opening like a magic training school or something and like have these cute little apprentices, like kids, and because Billy's really great with kids. And I don't know, I'm getting really off track with everything, but I kind of love it. At least I don't have like a dozen hamsters. And I think that right now one of my problems is that obviously I'm excited about this book. I'm excited about the process of this book, like planning it out together with Matilda and with everyone on the live stream, and then writing it together, and like having the 24-hour live stream. Like all of that was so much fun, but obviously I'm not really taking this book seriously. Like I know that I'm not going to, ever publish this book. Not that I have publishing plans for anything anyways, but that's beside the point. So because this project is more about the actual process and circumstances than the actual story itself, I'm just feeling a little bit almost lazy about it, if that makes sense. And I'm still excited about it. I just don't feel that sense of urgency. And I think that's one thing that's kind of missing for me from Nanowrimo. Also, my real life writing buddy that we do every Nanowrimo together, and we bounce ideas off each other, and we do write-a-thons together. We're not able to do that this year, and I actually don't think he's participating at all this year. He was kind of on the fence, and I don't think he's really participating. And that, like, in-person competition, too, was another thing that really drove me. And I think that I'm just not panicked enough about Nanowrimo. That stress is really helpful for me, and honestly is really fun for me. I like the challenging aspect of it. So, I don't know, I think that it's just a weird Nanowrimo. It's a weird year, I mean, let's be honest. But I think that that's kind of why I'm not exactly where I wanted to be at this point with Nanowrimo and with my word count. I definitely think that I'm still going to win. I just think that I just need to push myself a little more than I have been. I've been kind of just easygoing with it. Like if I don't really feel like writing much, I just kind of don't. But I'm going to sit down and really try harder to write. I've also been trying dictation a little bit, and I kind of like it. It's definitely faster, but it's not as good, and it's kind of clunkier because I feel like I'm kind of the person that has to think a little bit more as I'm writing and really kind of watch how I word things. But for this project, I feel like that works because it's more quantity over quality. Another thing that's been kind of getting in my way is that I am really excited and eager to get back to Monsters and Imaginary Friends. I think, completely done going over my beta reader feedback. I just have to like put it all in order and write it down and then start actually making the changes of writing the new draft. But with everything that happened over the summer with Spock and everything, I just completely had to put that on the back burner. I just did not have the mental energy or physical energy to handle all of that. And now that I'm feeling so much better, and now that Spock is home and doing so much better, she's gained about 1.5 pounds so far, and I am so relieved. When you pet her, you don't feel every single vertebrae in her back, but she really only needs to gain, I think, just shy of 3 more pounds to be at her ideal weight again. So I'm just feeling so relieved with that, and I think that I don't know, I'm in the mood to get back to everything that I kind of put on hold, and I'm just really in the mindset to get back to revisions. And as much fun as I'm having with this story, I'm more invested in Monsters and Imaginary Friends, so that's kind of what my brain wants to be focusing on. But overall, things have been going pretty good. It just doesn't quite feel like Nanowrimo, and I think that also because of my work schedule, I've been missing so many live streams, and I just feel like I'm not quite as into it as I want it to be. So I have a bunch of live streams bookmarked that I'm going to watch the replays of, and I think that that's going to definitely help me make it feel more like Nanowrimo and kind of motivate me a little bit more, be a little bit more of that kick in the butt that I think I need. So I'm having a lot of fun still. I'm not as ahead as I wanted to be, but I'm still ahead, and I think I just need to be a little bit more reasonable with myself, and overall, things are fine. So I guess that is all for today's video. If you guys enjoyed this video, please click the like button to let me know, and subscribe to stay up to date with the rest of my videos. I post new videos every Wednesday and Sunday, usually reading or writing related. So I hope to see you guys next time, and until then, have a great day. Bye.